Hey, friends, I'm Otis Gibbs, and this is my buddy Tim Easton. He's going to tell you what it was like to get to tour with the great Lucinda Williams.
The first time I met Lucinda Williams was in a bar in Nashville right after Essence came out. So a couple albums in for her. She'd already kind of broke with the Car Wheels. And my band was playing in town. The Haynes Boys came down. We were fans since I first heard her on the radio, WCBE, Columbus, Ohio. I heard the song Sweet Old World. I pulled over. I got really emotional. It's a song about someone who died and a poet, as it turns out. And I just remember, I want to write songs like that. I want to write songs that make people feel like that. I was driving the Kinko's van. So we came down and we met her, and it was no big deal. We just encountered each other in a bar, and I tried to, play it cool. And then later out in California, she was friends with a friend of mine, Shyla Morrow, and she'd be at her house, and we exchanged some songs. I played a song that made her feel something, and we ended up recording that song together, and then I ended up singing on one of her records. But there's many years in between the time we crossed her path in a bar and ended up recording with her in a studio. And of course, just to this day, I was talking about her last night on stage because she's the one person who showed me, the bluesman showed me this too, but then she reminded me about the 1 or 2 chord song that was just direct and simple and almost like a haiku blues, like get right to the point of your emotions. So a big teacher for me, for sure.
Did you get to tour with her?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. I did. I went on tour with her a couple of different times, and one of them was really fortunate to tour with her when it was just her and Doug Pettibone as a duo. So it was like a folk tour in big, quiet rooms, big listening rooms. A lot of people listening, those two on stage every night. I watched every show and learned every show, and then I would join them on for the song "You Took My Joy." So Doug Pettibone and I would have a guitar thing. I'd try to keep up with him while she just held down that one chord. She's holding down the same chord. It's one chord the whole song for her, and we do the riffs. And it was a huge lesson and a huge, just a major mentor to me. And that tour was, of course, a massive joy for me. And I met people that I still know to this day. And one of the gigs was in Oxford, Mississippi, where to roll into town, Oxford, Mississippi, the literary town, with Lucinda Williams is pretty powerful. You're in with I ended up that night at Faulkner's grave, pouring whiskey on the grave with some girls, and just like, it was a very, very special time for sure. Yeah. No, Lucinda Williams does not go to sound check. Lucinda Williams does not need to sound check. I sound check for her. I play her guitar. Doug might show up and play a little bit. Lucinda Williams I never witnessed her at one sound check in my entire traveling life with her. What Lucinda's preferable way to warm up the voice is just to have a conversation on the bus or something before the show. She likes to get talking, and that's not my route. That's not others' route. Like, I need to go for a good power walk or something like that and just start doing some, like, stretching out the chords. But Lucinda was way more, I was just a blues woman about it, no sound check. She didn't need that. She had professionals to take care of that for her. So, that country music thing where the line between the artist and the fans is very small, and it's you can meet your heroes, They might be out at the merch table. That's not the route that Miss Lucinda Williams goes. I'd be out at the merch table, and the super fans, the obsessive fans, would come to me, and I would listen to their stories because I thought it was really important to. But then I'd filter it back to her. Just a massive influence on my life in so many ways. Her consummate writing. I forgot. I'm skipping some things. I did get to live in her house for like a week out west in California. And, I got to have coffee with her in the morning and kind of see her consummate artist life as a writer, Look at that output. Like, who do we have that's got that kind of output? Dylan, Neil Young, Tom Petty. She is them, and it's very similar as my sister, the visual artist. Like, these people aren't sitting around talking about songwriting with guys like us. they're actually writing songs and working on songs and bringing the songs to their band and working on them. And that was a a really noticeable thing with her. She works hard. Let's just say that Lucinda Williams likes to enjoy life. You know, that was a real thing with her. She is not around here to waste time with the mundane and those that aren't like in the now and enjoying life. And so there were some really cool times, you know, after the show, just going out to the local pubs or whatever, and it's just a lot of fun, you know. She's able to be around really anybody that just wants to have a good old time and throw down. And there was a lot of that back in those times, you know, and I certainly learned from her. I can't, you know, when it comes to right specific anecdotes or things, like she had one thing to say to me that she repeated, and that is that the artist is always right. You know, go with your gut, just be real, and just go with your gut, and don't let anybody tell you how it needs to be edited or chopped up or done or removed. Go with your gut, go with the way you really feel about something. And, you know, I mean, this is off a separate thing, but you saying when you used to say, this is directly between me, the artist, and you, and there's no filter between us. The smaller the filter, the cooler, the more connection you have with the artist or the person that's receiving the art. So she definitely gets right to it, you know, just gets right to the meat on the bone, and I think emotionally with her lyrics. And then sometimes like that tour with her, with just her and electric guitar, the songs were completely exposed, and not that there's anything wrong with a great rhythm section, but man, that tour, that folk tour, was really powerful. And as a student of songs myself, it was really powerful to hear her get right into it every night. And I think she really enjoyed herself too. And I know all those shows were recorded, so they're in a vault somewhere. People thought that the lyrics to Cartwheels were Haynes Boys on the radio.
Wow.
It's Hank's voice on the radio. And I've just now been writing about John Prine's voice on the radio. The lyrics are Hank's voice on the radio, but people thought she said Haynes Boys on the radio. And so I got a lot of mail just from that. Like, that's so cool that Lucinda's singing about you. I'm like, no, it's Hank's voice. And by the way, she is the reincarnated, you know, version of that man. You know, he died, she was born. Let's just put it together the way it is. It's like Williams, you know, both super, super soulful, you know, writers and singers.
If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it, subscribe to my channel. Tell me what your favorite Lucinda Williams song is down below, and I'll see you somewhere down the road. Much love to you.